I'm going to be talking about the Challenger Space Shuttle and the decisions that were made by NASA, the engineers, and then um, kind of the future of the engineer management relationship. Um, NASA was trying to get all these missions out and done on time. They were doing this in order to uh, get a certain mission number of missions out that year to show that they needed the funding. Um, Really, NASA shouldn't have been concerned about that. They should have been taking the time to ensure that everything with the mission was um, going to be successful, was well made, and whatnot. And um, you know, these missions were new. They took a lot of time to develop. They were expensive. So after all this work was put into something, really NASA should have said, we're going to spend the time, we're going to spend the money to do this. And because we're putting all of this effort in to a mission, um, everything should be accurate. We don't want to waste um, the potential that a launch has, the potential of a mission, and what it could give to people. More than that, they really should have been more aware of communication, what was happening, what they were being told. Engineers understood that there was something wrong, um, and they shouldn't have gone on and continued the project when they knew that there were problems with the O-rings, and the problems were to the extent that the engineers weren't willing to even sign the new recommendations saying to launch. That should have been assigned to NASA. NASA should have seen that and said, we need to postpone this. Um, they were so quick to postpone. It seemed so easy for NASA to postpone it the first time so that the vice president could be there. So it seems silly that when there was an issue, they wouldn't have postponed that. Um, they also, with the ice, that caused problems. They should have, they had ice inspection team go out. They looked at that, and the director decided to go ahead with everything despite that. Um, and that was authorized by multiple people. People should have been less concerned about the launch happening and more concerned about the safety. Roger Boisley, um, he did basically the best he could. He didn't sign the new recommendations. He didn't say that they should continue on with the launch. He knew that there were dangers, that the O-rings should not have been put in the situation where they were with the cold temperatures. He had, he not only did he do what he had to, but had he gone further, he could have lost his job. He could have made fending for a family difficult. Um, but even if he was willing to, put those things on the line with his position, I don't think he really could have done much different. Um, I personally, with the future of engineering professionals, I completely agree with there being a responsibility of them to protect the public, to be aware of the public's needs, society's needs, and that needs to be a priority because, yes, staying loyal to a management company, um, producing a product and helping them achieve new things and get them to where they need to be is important. But at the end of the day, you can't have that if you're putting the safety and health and concerns of society on the line, because you know that gives room for failure, and that leaves room for things to happen in which people can't, there's gonna something bad is gonna happen. You're increasing the chance that something bad happens, and then that's not your duty either. That's not what you're trying to accomplish. So staying true, staying loyal to um, society first, and then staying loyal to management company. Just because you put the needs of society first doesn't mean you're disloyal. You're being conservative, you're being smart in the way you do things, so that, and I believe that personally, in and of itself is loyalty to the company, because you are following what you've chosen to do, what you've agreed to do as an engineer.